You followed the recipe exactly. You got the same wax, the same wick, the same vessel, even the same fragrance, using the same load. Yet somehow your candle still failed. This is a big frustration I hear from candle makers during my coaching sessions. Some people are paying for recipes, they're buying formulas, or they're following someone on Patreon, hoping they can shortcut the testing process. But here's the truth. Candle recipes are not plug and play. Today, I'm going to break down exactly why copying someone else's recipe usually does not work the way people think it will. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, it's Carrie. I'm the founder of Couture Home and Body. Welcome. So glad you're here. This has been a hot topic as of late, and I want to say that folks who copy a recipe, I know, are just looking for like a more direct path to success. There's this idea online that successful candle makers have some magical formula hidden away somewhere. If you get their exact recipe, the wax, the wick, the oil, the load, the jazz, that suddenly your candles are going to perform perfect as well. Candle making does not work like baking cookies, y'all. Candles are a combustion system. Tiny changes completely alter performance. The recipe is only one variable. So I think a huge misconception I'm seeing and hearing is thinking that the recipe is the candle, and it's not. The recipe is one piece of a much larger system. So here's what people don't realize affects your candle performance. I have a whole list here. The room temperature. So if I make my candles in a 74-degree room and you make yours in a 78-degree room, that's a huge difference, right? Humidity. California, where we moved from previous, is not humid. It is dry. It is the desert. Here in Texas, it is humid as all get out. And I think it's maybe dry like 1 month out of the year. Humidity affects your candle making. Pouring temp. The fragrance oil composition, right? The wick coating differences. I talked about this in another video. Once you find a wick that works, try to purchase from the same supplier if you can, because some suppliers have different coatings. So some use beeswax, some use soy, some use paraffin, and you will see a variation in performance. I don't think it's something you should completely get too caught up into, but if you are noticing variable differences from like a wick that you bought from Candle Science versus a wick you bought from the Flaming Candle, it could be the wick coating. Your cure/hardening time, airflow in the room, if you have a fan or AC vent, heat vent, how long your burns are conducted, your burn intervals, and then how aggressively someone is trimming the wicks. All of these are just, there's so many variables there. So when someone says, use soy 10 with an HTP 62 at 10% fragrance load, that does not guarantee that your candle will perform the exact same way. So fragrance oils, and I think this is where copied recipes can really fall apart. Fragrance oils are wildly different from one another. One fragrance could absolutely drown a wick. Another with the exact same percentage might burn like aggressively hot. The vanillin content matters. Heavy base notes matter. Resins matter. If there are essential oils in the blend, that matters. What doesn't matter is flash point. That's not for makers. That's for that's for delivery. So flash point is not the issue that I think people think it is, but the composition of the fragrance oil absolutely is. You cannot assume that a wick recipe transfers cleanly between fragrances, which is why you need to have a base wick recipe. All right, I'm going to be blunt here. I don't think you expect anything less anyway. I do not think that newer makers, anybody, but especially newer makers, should be spending money on candle recipes. Why did you start candle making to begin with? Because it's fun, right? If you're even thinking about paying for a recipe to get that shortcut, I would reconsider even getting into candle making, because what is it telling you, right? It's telling you that maybe you're not in it to dig your heels in and go through the testing process, because that's where all of the learning comes from. I've been doing this since 2019. I am still learning something every time I make candles because everything's different, right? The fragrance oil I'm using, the blend I'm using, I'm learning all the time. And I think the shortcut paying for recipes at the early start of your Chandler journey, you do yourself a huge disservice by not going through all of the pain that we've all gone through, but it's so important for the learning process. So save your money. Even if the person selling the recipe is legit, even if their candle performs beautifully, if you purchased a candle, you burn it, you love it, you're like, I want this recipe, you still have to test it yourself. There's no way around that. And if you still have to fully test, then what exactly did you buy, right? You bought a starting point and that's it. But you don't need to pay for that. You already can create that for yourself. Here's what I recommend that you should do instead. What you need is foundational. We're gonna go through it. You need a testing methodology that you repeat every single time. I call this your standard operating procedure. Understanding the wick behavior, understanding the wax behavior, understanding how fragrance impacts combustion, understanding how to read a flame, understanding how to troubleshoot. Because once you understand the why behind the candle performance, you stop chasing formulas. I touched upon it in this video. I've been mentioning it throughout different videos here and there. This is why I always tell people to build a base recipe first. A lot of folks have skipped this step in their candle making journey. You need to find a wick and a wax combination that performs well without fragrance. Then you introduce the fragrance, right? You got to know how the engine performs before you start adding in all of the upgrades, i.e. fragrance oil. You want to test in very tight ranges. You want to take notes. I'm always going to say that on this channel. Take copious notes. That data is so important. And keep it, store it digitally in case you lose your notebook. I'm an analog person first, and then I put it digital. That's just how my brain works, and that's how things tend to stick. I write them first, and then I put it in my digital burn tracker, I guess you can call it, and learning how your system responds. That knowledge is infinitely more valuable than buying somebody else's formula 1,000 times. I understand why people want shortcuts. It's an emotional piece that no one talks about, but we all feel it. Whether we're crying or angry or mad and frustrated, testing is expensive. It takes time. It can feel very overwhelming, especially when you've been doing it for months and you're not getting traction, you're not moving ahead, so you start to feel desperate. The irony is, though, trying to skip testing is actually going to create more frustration because now people think, well, I followed everything exactly. Why is it failing? What happened? When the reality is you were never failing. You were learning your system. And if you buy a recipe, it takes that equation out, takes that part of the equation out. And that is the most vital piece, right? You have to know for yourself, not plug and play. Candle makers who become truly confident are not the ones with the secret recipe. They're the ones who understand how to troubleshoot. That's the difference. Once you stop chasing shortcuts, you actually become a much stronger maker. If you've ever copied a recipe and had it completely fail on you, let me know in the comments because I know this has happened way more than people want to talk about, and that is okay. This is a safe space. This is a place that we're here to share learnings, opinions. If you want more videos that actually teach you how candles work instead of just handing you formulas, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I super appreciate you. And if you want to show more support for the channel, consider joining my member studio. We have 3 tiers. You can read all about that in the link below. Until the next one, you guys, I'll see you then. Bye.